Hi guys, this is SDCTech-Casteeve is talking. Today I am here to give you a tip on how you can fly your drone without any difficulty. Nobody taught me, and I have found out something that is going to make your life very easy for you, and that is why we are here. Welcome back. The drone we are talking about today is SJRC F11 4K Pro. This drone, it's really good. I have tried it. The camera quality and everything is good, but I'm not going to talk about the camera quality today. I'm going to talk about how we can reset this to a factory settings if you have any difficulty, and how we can try our drone indoors. You can't even start it if you are in indoors and in GPS mode. Interesting, right? Very good. I crashed my drone several times, and after crashing it, it came to a point that I thought where I bought it, they sold me something that isn't worth it. But later on, I realized that I should have done a lot of settings on my drone. The manual that came up didn't explain much. So today, I'm here to give you all the tips that you need to make sure that your drone is worth every penny that you have paid for. I want you to pay attention to this as we move on. It is really interesting. I'm going to start my drone. We are in indoors right now. Good. Whenever you start the drone without you powering the remote or the controller, this is what you see. The light will be blinking solid red. The moment the remote is powered on, you can see the light has changed. And you can also see from the screen of the controller that I am in GPS mode. At this point, the remote and my controller has already successfully synchronized. But will I be able to start this? Let's try it out. Just to power it up, you have to press the left joystick to your 5 o'clock and you press the right joystick to your 7 o'clock. That is how you start it. So now this should have been started long time ago because the GPS mode in my indoor isn't allowing me to start mine. Now how do I test it? Because maybe you don't have time to go out and you just bought this drone. How do you turn your GPS mode off? Don't worry, that is what we're going to talk about. On your controller, you will see something on your right side, just under your right joystick. It's called return home. Now I want you to keep pressing the return home until you hear a beep. When that beep comes up, the remote GPS mode is going to disappear, and that would be your time to try this drone, to power it up. So let's try it. Good. I hope you heard the sound. This has already turned my GPS mode off. Now let's see, moment of truth, if it is true or not. So here we go. There we go. Successfully being able to turn your drone in your indoors. Now do the same to turn it off. Good. This is your first tip. Stay with me as we move on. I'm going to give you every tip you need to know to start your drone or to be successfully flying your drone. Next, we're going to make sure that to bring it back. So keep pressing the return home to bring it back. You may be a new user, or something might have happened where you lost the control in this situation, it will be very difficult for you to synchronize them. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to pretend that my drone, it's new. I haven't tried it before, and see what will happen. And in order for me to do that, I have to reset the controller to a factory settings. We have stop on your left side on the controller, and we have the power button on the right side on the controller. I'm going to power this down in order for me to be able to do what we are going to do. To power this down, you have to press it once and then second. When you press it once, I don't know why they do that, but when you press it once, it won't turn it off. You press it once, and the second time when you keep pressing, that is when your controller is going to turn off. And that is what we have done. Right now, the light has turned back to red. This doesn't mean that your controller is reset or your device is reset. No, it means there is no connection right now, but we are going to reset it. I want you to put your thumb, your left thumb, on the stop button. Keep pressing it, don't release it, and the right thumb on the power button until you hear a beep. Very good. Now my device is successfully reset, and for that there is no link, there is no connection, there is no synchronization. If you want to know, I'm going to turn it off while my controller is on. I'll turn it on back. I'm talking about the drone, and let's see if there is any synchronizations. Nothing. This has turned our drone and this successfully to the factory settings. Isn't it nice? So you'll understand if anything happens to your device, don't go and open it, because I almost opened my device, and that is not what we have to do. Now it's on. So we are going to try to make sure that we sync them again. So turn your remote down. It's gone. Now let's turn it on again by using the reset here. So press the stop and the power button all in one. Perfectly. Now we have synchronized our drone and our controller together. It's already synchronized like we did before, but the next thing we have to do right now is to go to our settings. So I'll go to Wi-Fi, and in my Wi-Fi I will see SJF Pro. This is the Wi-Fi signal from the device, as well as connecting to my Apple. So now we have a connection. Let's go to our device. Now this is the software we are working on. This software is going to guide us for our calibration. My hand, it's in front of the camera, and this camera, it's already adjusted already. The calibration will happen only if you push your left joystick to 1 o'clock and your right joystick to your 11 o'clock. That will bring the calibration screen here, as you can see. Right now, all you have to do is to put it down, and we follow that one, as you can see on the screen. So we're going on. Perfect. Now you see it has changed. It is telling us to calibrate it also in another position. So lift your camera, your device, and let the camera face up and swing it as you did the other one. Perfect. Now as you can see, it says calibration finished. Once the calibration is done, you can see that the light is changed. this is what we did here. Our calibration is done and everything that you have seen here is adjusted. So now we assume that our GPS is set, but as now you can see that it's showing on the screen that waiting for GPS. As I told you before, we are indoors. Thank you so much. This is all what we have for you today. SDCTech-Casteeve. We have come to a conclusion of our tips for today. F114K Pro. We want you to fly this and we want you to enjoy. If this is your first time, you are already on this, please subscribe, click on like and select the notification button. Well, it's a choice, but you're going to also help a lot because you are going to encourage us